Anxious and struggling with emotional challenges? Well, our next guest will shed some light on how to shift that energy for you. Hi, and welcome to the You World Order Showcase podcast, where we feature life, health, transformational coaches, and spiritual entrepreneurs stepping up to be the change they seek in the world. I'm your host, Jill Hart, on the Coach's Alchemist, on a mission to help coaches and entrepreneurs amplify their voice, monetize their mission, and get visible, leveraging podcasts and a huge network of the Gnostic TV network. Today, we are chatting with Melissa Minchala. Melissa helps women navigate deep emotional challenges to find their strength and balance without guilt, fear, or constant self doubt. Welcome to the show, Melissa. It's really great to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much. I am very happy to be here. Very excited.
I love your hair before we get started. I
Oh,
just have to
thank
let
you.
you know that.
It's actually the galaxy. My kids had recommended this color and I said, go ahead, do it. And then I've been doing it for like the last 7 years. So I think it
It
suits me
is the
well.
galaxy. It
Yeah.
is it's like, yeah. And it matches my background so well. So I'm going to ask you the big question I'm asking everybody this season. What's the most significant thing, in your opinion, as individuals we can do to make an impact on how the world is going?
So I think especially now everybody can agree that the world is going through a significant shift. We are seeing a spiritual awakening. We are seeing that we are coming to this place where things that we've let be okay, we are not okay with anymore, and we are just everybody's having the spiritual awakening, and that can cause imbalance in people. It can be very difficult because it's very different from where they've been. And it can leave a lot of people sort of lost and uncertain. And uncertainty is scary when you don't know how to navigate it and when you are afraid to navigate it. So, what is the most important thing that we can do is connect with ourselves, connect with our core, and navigate that uncertainty for ourselves through curiosity, through trust in ourselves, through trust in the universe, finding our strength and our power so that we can then help others, whether it be our children, our family, our friends, do the same. And so we become that chain link in the fence, that chain link in the armor, that chain link in this fabric of the world that we are a part of, and we strengthen ourselves. So, what is the most important thing that we can do? We can find our core strength, connect with ourselves, so that we can then help others connect with themselves and live their purpose through living our purpose, whatever that may be.
I love that analogy of the chain link, and because a chain itself is only as strong as its weakest link. And when we're all wandering around as these weak links, we are all connected to each other.
Right.
And the weaker we are as individuals, the weaker the whole experience is for all of us on the planet. It's not like just one or two people. It's everybody. We're connected to everybody.
Absolutely. And we see this play out in large communities and small communities. So we all live in a series of societies, right? The first
Mhm.
society that we live in is in our family. Then we live in our neighborhood. Then we live in our, state, city, state, whatever. And then it just kind of expands outwards. And we see this like when you are in a family and there are those who are suffering some sort of challenge and they are not dealing with it well, the whole family suffers, right? But if everybody, if there are those in there that are centered, that are strong, that can help lead others and help that family become stronger, then that family becomes a pillar in the community. And then they can help others also find their strength, lead their life with purpose, and then that community becomes a strong community within that city that prospers, and then that city so it expands outward. But it all starts with the individual. It all starts with you. So you are, sometimes people tend to feel insignificant. What can I do? I'm just one person. Exactly.
Everything.
You are that one person. You are the most important important part of this because,
Yes.
right, you are, like you said, you are everything and everything is you.
And
Correct.
if you don't take care of yourself, everybody else is suffering around you. And taking care of yourself can be like if you're if your parents push you into doing something that you really don't feel passionate about, it's your responsibility to the rest of the world. And I do mean everyone on the planet for you to figure out why you're here, what your mission is, and to step into that. And I think that alone takes care of a lot of the anxiety that we feel in life because we're just like what we're doing isn't really resonating with who we are. So we're
Right.
trying to force ourselves to resonate at a different frequency than we're here to
Right.
resonate at.
Right, right. And that's the thing. A lot of sometimes people don't really know. There's a because they have been brought up in maybe a their own small society where things are done this way. I mean, even me, I was raised, you go to school, you get a degree, you get a job, you work that job until you retire, and then you just sort of wait until you die. And that never really resonated with me, and I found a different way. I always for some reason innately understood about following my passion, following my joy, but I've met so many people who were very conflicted because they were raised in this very strict understanding, and they never, because they had lost that connection to themselves. We're all born with a very strong connection to ourselves, but through culture, through be
Religion.
religion, and how we are how our parents decide to raise us, and a lot of what our parents do is to protect us, but sometimes that works against us, and so they have been disconnected from themselves, and they are very feeling conflicted, and they know that they're not happy with what they're doing, but they also don't feel right about going against that. And the key is, if it's something that makes you feel anxious or makes you feel down, it's not yours. It's just not yours. Put it down. It's somebody else's baggage. You have no right to keep it. Put it down, leave it behind. Trust me, the world will keep spinning. And when you follow your own passion, your own joy, that is one of the keys to life. It is one of the keys to life. Your life will open up. You will find synchronicities. You will find your path will be so much more fulfilling because you will be living your purpose and you won't feel conflicted anymore. But the first thing you have to do is really have that understanding that if it's making you feel anxious and low and down, it's because it doesn't belong to you. Because nothing that belongs to you doesn't bring you joy. Those things that belong to you only bring you joy.
And they're easy. It's
Yes.
just like it doesn't require a lot of effort for you to muster up the energy to do whatever that thing is that you're doing.
Correct.
If it if it's what you're supposed to be doing, it just feels right.
Right.
So
Right.
that kind of covers the first step someone can take to get out, to shift out of feeling stuck. But you want to just like drive that nail home?
How to identify that they're feeling stuck. I mean, really, so there are a number of things that you want to do. So
Mhm.
remember, we talked about sort of reconnecting with yourself, and so a lot of this has to do with feeling your body again, because we become sort of like these robots. We are programmed. We get up, we make our coffee, we go to work. Half the time we don't even remember doing most of it because our body is on autoplay. So it's about reconnecting, not just with our mind, but we have to first experience our body. So take the time to sit down, to feel your body, to breathe, to connect with your body, feel as you are relaxing, feel every fiber of your body. Your body is the conduit for your soul at the moment. This is the vehicle that we're using. Remember to connect to that. And then once you've done that part, quiet the mind. And when you quiet the mind, and you listen, you start to get those messages again, because it's always talking to you. Your higher self is always in constant conversation with you. You just sometimes you're just going about your business too much. You're living in this world too much. Quiet your mind. Listen to yourself. Be open to it. Be open to accepting what you're hearing. Don't be afraid of it. And those are going to be the first steps. Sometimes you may want a lot of people, I do too, journaling. When you write things out, it's a great way to process those things, process those messages, and have them so that you can review them, and it's a great way to bring them from the ethereal to this world that we're in.
Physical.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, what's the difference between temporary motivation and real transformation?
uh Consistency. Oh, being really okay. Temporary motivation is something that you force. So and you, a lot of people, let's say those who were taught, oh, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a doctor. And so very often they're temporarily motivated to do the studying, to doing this. They hate it every step of the way. But when you are aligned with your purpose.
Hey all, I'm Jill Hart. We all know that legal matters can be costly and stressful. Finding the right representation and dealing with high retainers and hourly bills adds up fast. But what if I told you there was a way to have legal insurance, just like your health or auto insurance? Well, Legal Shield has leveled that playing field. From just $29.95 a month, you get access to lawyers for personal legal matters, from traffic tickets to real estate issues or even trust matters. Help is just a tap away on your phone. Call or text 435-764-0875 and use the code JillLegal or start your journey to legal protection today.
Then for, those changes that you make are permanent because they are in full ease with yourself. They are in full alignment with yourself. You're not trying to do anything. So the difference is when you are in alignment and when you are out of alignment. True change is when you are in alignment. When you are out of alignment, you have to keep trying. You have to keep trying. When you are in alignment with your purpose, with your true self, there is no trying. There is you just existing. And so change is permanent.
Moving from doing to being,
Correct.
just it flows in your life. So, why do you
Yes.
think so many struggle with clarity and confidence during major life transitions?
I think it's because of a lot of the programming. I think it's because a lot of they are really resisting those things that they feel, it really resisting because going into an alignment with themselves because they've spent a lifetime of doing other things, doing things the way as they were taught or the way that they were, that they felt it should be. And it's very difficult, especially when you're getting a lot of validation from your societies, from the intimate to the wider breadth. When you're getting a lot of validation, whether it's, your parents are saying how proud they are of you, or your society is saying, wow, you earn so much money, that's really great, but you hate it all, or you're not happy and you're still doing it. And you find yourself a lot of times sort of, you find yourself you don't have a lot of confidence because you are not in alignment. You're getting all this validation. You don't have clarity of how you want to move forward until you get into alignment.
I have a couple of stories. I'll just call them stories that can go along with this. Uh, it doesn't necessarily even mean money or
Mm,
jobs. It's things like your hair.
mhm.
You're not you're not a Gen Z person.
No.
And I'm seeing more and more women dyeing their hair and just like expressing themselves with wild hair, and I love it. It's just like, here's life. I'm not going to be constrained to the Clairol colors
Yeah.
and and have to, because that's what society says women our age have to do. Um, and and my other experience is when I turned 62, all my life I'd been told tattoos were the sign of the devil.
Right.
Only floozies get
Yes.
tattoos.
Right. Right.
It's just like it's not the thing to do. When I turned 62, I got a tattoo. I
Really.
I did. And then I went and saw he was like 87 at the time, year old dad, and my sister lives up near him. So we visit the two of them.
Uh-huh.
And my dad saw the tattoo and he was like, I can't believe you did that. And so my sister, who's like 60 something, also, oh, dad, did you see Jill got a tattoo? And she was doing it in that kind of mocking way. It was like,
Uh-huh.
because she's totally down for it.
Uh-huh.
It's just like,
Uh-huh.
I'm telling dad, you're gonna get in trouble. So it's just like stepping into who you are and embracing it. And if you want to be wild and crazy, be wild and crazy. It's your freaking life, you know?
Well, yeah, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna say this as well. And I've noticed too that a lot of people are sort of more expressing themselves more freely. But like I said before, we are coming into sort of this age of a spiritual awakening. And with
Mhm.
that, because so many people are very willing and open to aligning themselves more with who they are, you also see people have a lot more energy. And that's another thing. The more aligned you are, the more energy you can draw, because you are not spending your energy on doing the things that are dragging you down. You are doing the things that bring you life, that bring you joy. And so they also bring you energy. And so now you see, women. So I just turned 50 last October. And I remember when I was a kid, 50-year-old women were like, that was it. Like, it was dowdy clothing. They couldn't even touch their toes,
Almost dead.
Yeah. But now I'm trying to, like, I want to learn how to do a handstand. I'm seeing women, at the gym in their 60s and 70s and 80s. And I'm like, that is what I want to be, because everybody is really moving towards that more energetic way, because we're learning when we are accepting becoming more aligned with ourselves, which I think is fantastic, phenomenal. I'm so glad that I'm here to experience this. There's some of these things that I'm not so excited about experiencing, but but this part where we are, sort of expanding as we are here, I'm very excited to be experiencing.
I'm with you. It's such an exciting time to be alive. I feel like I've waited all this time during my lifetime for this moment because now is like, oh, I feel like I finally belong. And I didn't for the longest time. It just like
Mhm.
you just go along and then finally you realize, hey, I can just be me. It's okay.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I think it's always been okay, but now people are more, we're, like I said, just more open to it. 20 years ago, 30 years ago is definitely not the case. A lot of the things that we're talking about was, it was in the occult section at Barnes and Nobles. It was like 5 books that they had there, and that was it. Um, and it was just not topics that people took seriously.
Yeah,
Uh,
you talked about aliens and they looked at you like you had a third eye in your head. And now
right.
it's like so mainstream.
Right. And you talk about chakras, or you talk about energy. I mean, especially if you talk about, energy the way we talk about it now,
Mhm.
these conversations were not had. They were not
Oh,
had. And now they are being openly had, and people are accepting them. People want to know more. People are working towards aligning themselves more with their true being. And it's very exciting.
it is really exciting. So I know that you offer an energy assessment. Let's back up just a little bit. I know that you offer coaching for people. It's
Mhm.
one-on-one coaching, or is it group coaching, or both?
It's one-on-one coaching, and
Okay.
later on I'll be doing coaching, well, group coaching, but right now it's one-on-one coaching.
Okay, and you have a name for that?
It's the clarity and confidence formula.
Okay. And it's a 12-week program?
Yes, it is a 12-week program. Yes. And so what I do is I work with you to sort of identify where is it, especially if you're not really sure, where is it that you are having, an anxiety block, or you're having where are you missing, where are you missing clarity on? Um, and then we start with connecting yourself to your body, reconnecting yourself to your body, and then reconnecting yourself to your core, centering yourself, teaching you how to reconnect with your higher self, with source, to receive those messages, how to identify synchronicities in your life so that you can start to receive more of them, and how to live your life more confidently, trusting yourself, because all of that is to build that trust in yourself, trusting the universe, trusting source, and then moving forward with more clarity and confidence.
I love that. And you do have an energy assessment that people can
Yes.
schedule with you. You want to
Yes.
talk about
Yes.
that a little
So
bit?
it's a conversation that we have, and we talk about, where is it that you are now, and where is it that you'd like to be, and what are the experiences that you're having, so that we can sort of identify where is it that the clarity really needs to come in, and then the confidence that needs to be built.
Awesome. And people can find you on Instagram?
Yes, I am at Melissa Minchala on Instagram.
That's
I'm also on TikTok, the same thing, at Melissa Minchala. Mhm.
and Facebook too. And you
Yes.
have a Facebook community. You want to talk a little bit about that?
So my Facebook community is Her Energy Shift. And that is where we talk about this shifting of energy. It's for women who are ready to shift from a place of uncertainty. And a lot of times women who are moving from challenging places in their lives, whether it's a divorce or a career change or an empty nesting, sometimes can be difficult for women, and are ready to shift from the energy where they might have had a low energy, or an energy that was not as vibrant as they want it to be, and shift it to that vibrant energy and stepping into their power.
That sounds so good. Just like running through my head, different things. So we're going to be sure to put the link for that in the show notes. I really appreciate you joining us today, Melissa.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So to learn more about Melissa and to sign up for the free energy assessment, please visit Instagram.com/Melissa Minchala, Minchala, and we'll put that link in the show notes. Thank you for tuning in with us today. If you have a podcast or you're interested in starting one to get your message in front of our huge and active audience, be sure to reach out to us at Jill@GnosticTV.com. We love to help spiritual entrepreneurs and coaches amplify their voice and monetize their mission, and offer a variety of ways to do this on the Gnostic Network platform. Join us for our next episode as we share what others are doing to raise the global frequency. And remember, change begins with you. You have all the power to change the world. Start today and get visible.